Tonight, the Bank of Ghana says the recapitalization of rural banks in the country is in the interest of the banking public and not a response to the prevailing risk in the microfinance sector.
While some banks welcome the additional capital requirements, some fear the increases might pose challenges to rural banks in the future. William Bansinkum has more.
By end of December 2016, all rural banks in the country would be required to raise 500,000 cedis as a recapitalization. The minimum capital requirement by the Bank of Ghana is proof that a rural bank has enough liquidity to perform a financial trade and also serves as test tool to assess a bank's risk mitigation mechanism. The capital is normally raised by the banks through shares and investments. Chief Executive Officer of the Odotobiri Rural Bank, Siaka Baba Ahmed, welcomes the capital raise, saying it will place the rural banks in firm financial position. He believes a bank's ability to pay more dividends will help attract more investors.
If you are not able to mobilize the capital, I don't see why you should be allowed to run a bank. Because any small thing, it will affect depositors' money. If you cannot meet, you have to merge. So when you merge and you are doing good business, people will bring their money.
But Chief Executive Officer of Sechura Rural Bank, Dr. Noble Kwejo Obese Entry, cautioned the continuous capitalization might pose challenges to some rural banks.
It's going to be a burden on most of the rural banks. Mobilizing shares is not easy as compared to mobilizing deposit from people. And you know, in the country, investment is an area that people do not actually understand. It becomes difficult convincing people to invest.
Communication Director of the Bank of Ghana, Bernard Otabil, justified the increase, saying the interests of depositors would be protected.
That level of requirement serves as some kind of assurance or some form of guarantee that indeed that institution will be able to fall back on, or the bank will use it in its own assessment of any given situation.
The recapitalization of rural banks is expected to increase from 500,000 cedis to 1 million cedis by 2017.